I think everyone could probably relate to that, the brakes in terms of maintaining them versus fixing them later. A lot of people have made that mistake. Is there another common one that people make where they say, oh, everything's fine and they don't maintain it and it costs more to fix it later? Brakes are a common one, but is there another one?
Spark plugs are a really common one. Especially with Ford products. We also see this with Acuras as well as some Toyotas. What the manufacturer recommends on most cars is somewhere between 90 and 105,000 miles for replacement of the spark plugs. What we see happen is when the vehicles go that long, Ford products, the spark plug has been in the vehicle so long and has been exposed to hot and cold and hot and cold that it has seized itself into the threads of the cylinder head, so you're not able to remove the spark plug because it has been in there so long. So what has to happen is the cylinder head has to be removed, the spark plug has to be drilled out, and then the cylinder head has to be reinstalled. So you've taken typically a $300 or $400 repair, and you've turned it into a $3,000 repair because you didn't replace your spark plugs. The other thing that we see often is when spark plugs aren't replaced, we see secondary failures. Spark plugs have on top of them what is called a coil pack, and a coil pack is designed to send the electricity to the spark plug to ignite the air-fuel mixture in the cylinder. Well, what happens is over time the spark plug wears out, and the spark plug gap, and that's the distance between the electrode of the spark plug, that increases. And as that gap gets larger, it takes more and more energy from the ignition coil to fire that spark plug. And it'll get to the point to where the coil will stop working because it's been overtaxed for several years in some cases. And so it will turn around and just stop working. And so you've taken something that would have been a pretty straightforward maintenance repair of a spark plug, and now you've turned it into you need the spark plugs. Now you need 4 or 5 ignition coils. Some cars, Ford products will have 8 ignition coils if it's an 8-cylinder, 6 coils if it's a 6-cylinder. And 4 coils if it's a 4-cylinder, and each one of these coils can be several $100s. So you've damaged the coil, and now you have to replace a spark plug. And when the coil's damaged, then the engine stops firing correctly, and now you've got an engine that's misfiring. And a misfiring engine will usually turn on a check engine light, and the check engine light will be flashing. And what that's telling you when the light's flashing is that you are doing damage to your catalytic converter. And so if you damage the catalytic converter because the spark plug went bad and then the ignition coil went bad and now you're driving it, the engine's misfiring and it's damaged the catalytic converter, most catalytic converters on the low end are $400 or $500. On the high end for some Ford Expeditions, Ford Explorers, Audis, BMWs, you can spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a catalytic converter. And all of this could have been avoided by spending $200 or $300 to replace your spark plugs in a timely fashion. And that's something, again, when your car is serviced by a professional automotive shop, they are going to be looking out for this type of stuff for you. So you're going to know that at 60,000 miles that we're recommending you replace your spark plugs. They're going to know at 60,000 miles we're recommending that you clean your fuel injectors. At 30,000 miles we're recommending that you change your transmission fluid, you change your coolant, and you do the overall inspection of the vehicle. And then at 90,000 or 105,000 miles, depending on which vehicle you're driving and how long it takes you to get to that 90 or 105,000 miles, you may have a timing belt in your future.